Hey guys, today we're building the Deore M700 rear derailleur, also known as the Deerhead. Make sure you have the right one, check on the back, make sure it says M700. Some tools you're going to need are an Allen set, some pliers, a pick, nut driver or wrench, and a screwdriver. Alright, now that the easy part is done, time to service the springs. First thing you gotta do is bend back the cage and unscrew the little pin here. Now it's gonna spring back and just unscrew the little 6mm bolt here. There we go. Alright, then go ahead and press out this bolt if you can. If it doesn't go out, just leave it in. But sometimes it does go out, like this. Alright, here comes out the bolt. And don't forget this little seal here and this other one on the bottom. Alright, now grab your pick and pop off the clip here on the P-spring. Alright, once you get that off, you want to get this washer and you want to pull it over this other tab. Here, so you pull it out and it springs out just like that. And you pull it off. Here comes the spring and the bolt. Alright, now this thing is fully taken apart and it's time to do some cleaning. Remember, if you have rust on your derailleur, make sure to clean it off first before using Metal Rescue or Vapor Rust. Also, if you have big chunky dirt, make sure to clean it off first with a pick or a brush before using some sort of degreaser. So after giving the parts a little bit of a brush down, I'm using this ultrasonic cleaner, and all I'm using is water and some dish soap. Alright, now the parts are all clean thanks to the ultrasonic cleaner. You can use other stuff like brake cleaner or degreaser. And after that, I gave the chrome parts a wax with this Quick-Glo. And now onto the assembly. Another thing you're going to need is grease. Alright, for the pinnacle, just start out by greasing up the inside of that housing. Then you can go ahead and put your spring in with the short end in. Just like that. Grease up the inside and the outside of this little tab here, and then line up the hole and insert it on. Then grab your bolt. If you already greased it up in there, you don't need to grease it up, and go ahead and slide it in. Alright, now you want to make sure you get the spring in the right hole on this side. It should point like this, about 90 degrees. You have to rotate it here. And all I do is grab this pin with some pliers and twist it, push it down, and then put the clip on. Just like that. Now grab your clip and put it on. Alright, just like that, the pinnacle is done. And right now I'm going to do a little bit of polishing because that part can get a little bit greasy sometimes. And all I'm using is some Autosol. Alright, so now I'm done polishing. On this side I use some Mothers, and on this side I use some Autosol. They both look really good, but I think the Autosol did a little bit better since it's a little bit more gritty, and this thing has some corrosion to start with. And also, can someone tell me why every time I get one of these Deerheads, the logo is always scratched up? I know it can't be hate towards this because I know this was a really good derailleur, everyone loved it, but for some reason every time I get a Deerhead, like this one too, the Deerhead logo is always scratched. Let me know in the comments why that is. Probably because of the positioning of the derailleur, but yeah, I still don't know why this happens. Now for the binnacle, you just want to grease up both of those sides there. Make sure everything is greased up and ready for the bolt and the spring to go in. Alright, now you want to put a little bit of grease on the edge there. Make sure you get your bolt and that little plastic washer and insert it on. Once you did that, you want to get your spring with the short end in and put it in that little hole. A cool trick with the cage is you can rotate and pick which spot you want to put your spring in. As you can see, I'm just rotating this little dial here, and this one right here is the looser one, and the second one here is the tighter one, and we're going to go with the tighter one. You're putting it on, don't forget this little piece is very important. Put it on like so and screw it on to the cage. Once you got the cage screwed on, pull it back all the way around like this until you see that little hole and screw in the pin. Alright, now I polished up the cage, and again, you don't need anything crazy for this. All I used was just a paper towel. Alright, and now for the pulleys, put on your little bolt and grab your pulley and grease up the inside just a little bit, and then grab your bushing, put it in, and you want to grease up the inside of that one too. Remember, you just want a little bit of grease only on the bushings, and grab your seals and slide them on. And same exact story with the second pulley. Then make sure you tighten down all the pulley bolts, put on the clamp bolt, barrel adjuster, and the limit screws, all that good stuff. And then you got yourself a fully rebuilt derailleur. Another thing I want to mention is that the 83, the early version, this one has a lot of changes from this one, which is an 85. Starting off with the barrel adjuster, has this little thing, and there's an arm here. There's two lines there versus just one. The parallelogram is completely different. The back is completely different also. And on top of that, it has a cool engraved Shimano logo on here. So yeah, that's the difference between an 83. These are pretty rare. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. I can see why this derailleur was praised so well when it came out. It's very light, at only 230 grams, reliable, and easy to service. So remember guys, if you have an old derailleur, don't replace it, just rebuild it. Don't be afraid to use these older parts. Thanks to anyone who subbed, and I'll see you in the next one.